Okay, it's an announcement for trackside. Just to ask all marshals to please get back to their points as quickly as you can, please. Obviously, make sure you got plenty of sun cream and water and such like. Make sure you keep yourselves healthy. But yeah, we do need you back at your points as soon as you possibly can, please, so that we can resume racing. So yeah, thank you for constantly helping us. But yeah, we do need you back at your points, please.
Yeah, because we are getting ready for that rerun of the small wheel 85. As we said, we pushed the brake forward a little bit, so, you know, that's that done and dusted now. And from here on in, when the small wheels come to the line, that's it. All action all the way to the final MX2 race of the day. Remember, coming up soon, we hope pretty much on schedule around midday, you're going to see the pros come out in the first MX1 race. Looking forward to that. Obviously, it's going to be very intense. It is incredibly hot here. No doubt about it. I was fortunate enough to be in Hyde Park yesterday, but I got to say it's even hotter here, seemingly. Maybe because we're sat in a booth. Either way, but it's hot out there, so the riders are going to have to work hard, stay hydrated. But that's obviously part and parcel of what we do. Motocross, it's if you're new to it, just trust me, it is one of the most demanding sports in the world. And if you don't believe me, and you probably have a reason to, go on Google and just type it in, and then you'll realize that we are not making that up. It is genuinely right up there with one of the most demanding sports you can do in the world.
Yeah, they did a study. Who did the study? It's the Germans, obviously. Did the study on it a few years ago there, and measured one of their top athletes at the time, Peter Byra, obviously famously now the KTM boss. But they tested him against the elite athletes from around various other sports, and yeah, he was. Yeah, far and away up at the top there. Alongside, I think, triathletes, I think, was the one. A lot of the reason is not just the cardiovascular movement, of course, and the effort of physically moving these bikes around at such speed, but also the danger element. There is a danger element that raises your heart rate as well, so that certainly does not help the body to keep processing right as it goes. So, yeah, ultimate test of fitness, and, especially when it's a bit like this.
Yeah, mental energy as well. You just your brain is just processing so much going on when you race a motocross bike or race. And of course, unlike a lot of other motorsports, let's just say, for example, listen, I appreciate tarmac, you get rubber laid down and all that kind of stuff, but pretty much the racing line stays within the same over the weekend, whether you're driving or you're in a go-kart or whatever it is. Motocross, very, very different. I mean, literally, you can come around one corner, which was a lovely, nice berm, and then you come around and somebody's blown straight through it, completely messed it up, or a rut suddenly gets a bit jagged and holes in it. And that's why you've got to be on your A game mentally, constantly trying to read the track, finding the better line around it. Talking of the track, there you go. We are getting water down as much and as best as we can here, as quickly as we can, because I'm telling you now, that is virtually going in and just evaporating straight away at the minute. It's a hot, hot day here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and it's quite exposed here as well. There's very little in the way of shelter. I mean, we've come through from 3 gloriously forested rounds, such as Ling, Canada Heights, and Blacksall, all with trees around, plenty of shelter going on. But here it is exposed. The wind rattles across here, so as well as the heat, you've got the breeze that just dries everything out. So, yeah, obviously trying to combat that with a bit of water, which is absolutely fine. It's not going to make it muddy for the 85s, is it, Jeff?
Oh, not at all. No. By the time the guys get out there, for them it would be ideal. I mean, they're not going to get hardly any roost off of that. And we've got to keep getting the water down. It's as simple as that. We are now, as we said, we've got a handful of races coming up with the small wheel 85, their final moto of the weekend. Then we're going at it with the big guys in MX1 and MX2. Then we revert back to the 250 and 125 class and the big wheel 85s. And then we finish up with the pros' second motos. It's going to be good. And as Ben said, we are getting towards that kind of point in the championship where it kind of just sort of settles past the halfway stage, but then you start to kind of work out who really is in title contention. Straight away you can start working off the back of that. Well, like realistically, he's out of the contention to win the championship at this point. And it's starting to get to that interesting stage where pressure starts to build. If you're in the championship hunt, if you make a mistake and have a bad weekend now, yeah, you've then only got 2 rounds to try and rectify it. And yeah, so, and that plays on some riders' minds, no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the sort of time where you've got to think after today, there's 2 rounds left for the MX1 and MX2. That's 4 motos for those guys. So, yeah, from that sense, that's 100 points. So straight away, a lot of riders can almost, after today, have to think, right, championship done. That's it. I'm just out here to try and get as best I can and get my next ride sorted for next year, however, whatever your situation is. But yeah, and like I say, for those at the sharp end, it starts to think, right, okay, now is the time. So yeah, it's getting to the point where the cream will rise to the top. We found. What did Tommy say at Landrake last year when he won his first race of the year when it was down to the championship? When the go and get stuff, the tough get going, as he said in his video, and it's very much like that. So yeah, it's going to be a stunning end to the season. Can't wait. So if you're here with us today, our next round after this is 30th and 31st of July. That's at Whitby for all classes again, Saturday and Sunday. Then we've got the youth-only event 13th and 14th of August at Warmingham Lane. Everybody apart from MX1 and MX2 will be there. And then the finale 10th and 11th of September at Landrake, down by the south coast, your neck of the woods, I believe, isn't it?
Well, that's a bit further down. I used to race in the southwest, so that's why a lot of people think I'm actually from the very bottom of the New Forest. So I live right between Southampton and Bournemouth. So I definitely south coast. I'm literally 200 yards and I'm in the English Channel. That's how close I am to it. But I'm kind of bang smack in the middle of the UK. But I used to race a lot down there. Great scene down the southwest. Yes.
Yeah, I remember I was actually in the ACU Juniors in 1990.
You're gonna make me feel really old now, aren't you?
And yeah, you were racing Mr. Gilbert in the in the experts when I was in the juniors.
Just to finish me off, I mean, I have got an aching back terribly from yesterday, just from going to a gig. So tell me, how old were you then? Go on, just to make me.
94. I was 16.
Oh, this is bad. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's 6'4", so I was on a 250 Honda and rail thin, and it killed me. Yeah. Some of these Southwest had this particular race pattern where you had like 4 blocks.
That's right.
But they mixed up the order that you were in, and I remember going from one race and I had to be out in the next race straight away, and I was dead. I was absolutely dead. I came in and said to my man, how the hell do they effing blind and all that? So yeah, it was those sort of days. Yeah,
they were good days, and of course we're trying to build that at national level. Of course, this championship. Here we go. Look, we got them lined up. We're good.
Excellent.
We're good. We're on cue. So let's hope. Fingers crossed. Then we're going to get through this one. I hope it gets straight back to where it was, because we literally had 2 of the riders going for the overall.
Yeah, grandstand finish. Here we go then, straight back to 21st Century Motocross 2022 Revo British Motocross Championship, fueled by Gulf Race Fuels. Small wheel 85 class on the line for the resumption of their race. I think a complete restart, as it Jeff only did 2 or 3 laps. So yeah, we're going to look good for this. Who will come out on top? Winner takes all, don't forget. Equal on points for the weekend. That is number 800 Robbie Daly, number 48 Robbie Stat. Heads go down. And they go! Stat again has got the whole shot. Stat, he's right up there. Daly is a bit further back. Sonny Rooney has had a better start this time. The number 22 is there in 3rd place. Oh, there's a near accident for someone.
Well, Stat got slightly cross-rutted. He nearly threw it away, but not only that, nearly took out the 2nd place rider as well. I wonder, he's back right where he was. That's great when you have a red flag incident, and because you're so frustrated when you're leading a race and a red flag comes out. So he's done the first part. He's got right back to where he was. He's back to where he was now, and he's not got to try and control the race. And as you said, in many ways, this restart's better for him, because Robbie Daly's a little bit further back. Not much, mind. Is that him there coming through into 3rd?
Moving forward is Daly through into 3rd place now. He's just gone around the outside of the number 221 of Harvey Collins, Yorkshireman on the HRC scaffolding, Husqvarna. But yeah, they're all up there. Blake Ward-Clark, Lucas Moncrief, Ollie Waters, Joel Winstanley Dawson is in the middle of that pack as well, who won race 3 yesterday. They all come past the commentary position here, and it is Hayden Stat out in front. Robbie Daly has turned up the wick by the looks of it.
Oh, this will be good.
He is right with him. He's caught back up to him. This is back to where we were. Mano a mano. No, it's not. Down. Daly got held up in the corner, and down went the rider following him. I think that was Alfie Geddes Green that has gone down. The 111.
Yeah, looks like Alfie to me. No number on his back, but that did look like Alfie Geddes Green that just went in hot, tipped another rider and went down. We think that was Alfie anyway. Couldn't quite see his number.
Yeah, so I just got to make an announcement for someone trackside. If you've been to the SC Sport Homes autograph session and you left your phone there, so if you've been to the SC Sport Homes autograph session and you can't find your phone, it's been handed in to race control. Okay, so back to the track then. Hayden Stat, it wasn't Stat that Daly was catching, it was Sonny Rooney. So Stat has got a 1.8 second lead at the start of this lap over Rooney in 2nd, Robbie Daly 3rd. Geddes Green was 4th but fell from that position, I think.
I think that might have been.
Oh, down.
Oh, God.
Another rider down. That is the, I think that's the 221 of Harvey Collins. Yeah, local rider just picking it up now. He was higher than he has been through most of the weekend, trying to keep it all together here. Oh, and another rider down. Who is that? It's Daly. Robbie Daly is down over the jump. Waved yellow flags. All the riders got to take care as they launch off. But that, Robbie Daly, surely must be the end of his challenge for the overall win this weekend. He goes down. It's now a matter of trying to pull back through the pack.
Well, that's the thing, Ben. You know, do we rule him out? Because you've been there, I've been there. Okay, so the pressure was on. He's made a mistake. Now, it could go either way.
Yep.
The whole red mist thing come down. You ride with no thought, no fear. You absolutely nail it. And you know, who knows? I mean, he's definitely got the strength. He's definitely got the fitness. And he's got the speed. I wouldn't rule him out just yet. Let's see where he comes over the line on the first full lap after he's just binned it there. But right now, things are looking good for Hayden Statt, it has to be said.
Yeah, Sonny Rooney up there in a much better start than he had in the original start for this race. He is looking now, he could well catch Robbie to nick second overall. He's only 4 points behind him in the standings after the first 3 races yesterday. So Sonny Rooney up there in second place could be an absolute boon for him to go up to second overall if Daly does not make the progress that he needs to. But he is also getting a hard time from Blake Ward-Clark, gradually getting better through the weekend. 5th and 4th and 3rd. He's now in 3rd and hassling Sonny Rooney for 2nd.
Yeah, he's solid. I've got to say, I've always been impressed with the way he rides, Blake Ward-Clark. Doesn't make too many mistakes, and there's me going out on a limb, the classic commentator's curse, saying that. Don't make me look an idiot. Well, you don't need to. I do that myself. But he's looking good, as you said, right now. But Hayden Statt, it's all falling in his favour right now.
Yeah, 5.8 seconds lead for Statt over Rooney. Joel Winstanley Dawson is up there in 4th place. It's a great result for him. Good, strong boy. You see him in the paddock. He's got the strength and no doubt about it. He has got the skill. Up in the 4th place. Ollie Waters is having a good ride as well. In 5th place, Waters had a tough day yesterday. Best of 6th in race 2. But yeah, Waters is coming up there in 5th place with Lucas Moncrief on that Kawasaki.
Yeah.
A green bike with a red plate this time. The 310 of Lucas Moncrief on the Phoenix Tools Even Strokes Kawasaki, holding down a good 8th place.
Yeah,
Daly in 10th, sorry.
Yeah, looking good. This is going to be, this battle for second's looking tidy already. This is going to be a good one. Winstanley Dawson is definitely starting to close in. That's so sketchy there. You can see how loose it is. That's probably why we lost Robbie Daly there. He maybe just got his weight wrong in that powdery landing because there's not so much water down on that bit and it looks a bit loose on landing. I can see Joel Winstanley Dawson's putting some pressure on here on Blake Ward-Clark. I think over the next lap he's going to try and make a move and run it in there. He's closed up quite a bit on that lap. Hayden Statt though, wow, like he is, I tell you, his confidence is in a good place right now. He's had a storming month, I have to say, across all races. I've seen him in results, club level, other national events. He's there, he's in the zone.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, Daly currently showing in 10th place, and yeah, Winstanley Dawson's really pouring on the coals here. He didn't have a great first 2 races yesterday, so he was only standing in 5th overall before today, but guess what? The next rider in front of him is 2 points clear, and that's Ward-Clark, so that's 4th place right in front of him, and if Daly doesn't make any further progress, that could even be a podium spot on the overall for Joel Winstanley Dawson if he passes the number 1 machine during the rest of this race.
Yeah, Hayden Statt going quickest, Keck's fastest lap. Obviously the actual awards were yesterday, but we just put a graphic up to tell you who's going the quickest in this race. So Hayden Statt is currently the quickest rider on track, and that's why he's gone another second and a bit quicker. He's opened up the gap over Sonny Rooney to 7.35 seconds.
Quite incredible. Another rider showing well is number 357, Finley Pickering, as Daly and Geddes Green both recovering from crashes together now. They're 9th and 10th on track and moving up into those areas past Bobby Burns and Lucas Lee. Also down there, you've got the number 90, wildcard rider of Halim Own, is there in 14th place at the moment, just been passed by Cameron Greenough. In fact, I think Hayden has made a mistake. He's dropping down the order somewhat. With the number 215, who was involved in the crash that stopped it, actually, Chase Panther, is thankfully recovered and he's out on track, currently 15th.
Well, that's good. Good that he's out there.
Yep.
One of the riders that was involved in that incident, so that's good. Get them back out there. But this is going to be good between these 3. I have to say, I thought Winstanley Dawson just dropped off a little bit that lap. I thought he was going to put it to Blake Ward-Clark a bit more, but Blake looking tidy. Every time I see Blake ride, he just looks there. He doesn't make too many mistakes. He's a very efficient rider, and he's very consistent because of it. So he's always there or thereabouts, you know. You kind of know where you're at with him. Yes, I'm sure he'd like to run near the front more and win more races, but he's on an upward trajectory. And I think he's another rider riding for the Jude Morris Racing Foundation, if I remember rightly.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's got support there from the JMR Foundation, of course. And yeah, it's that kind of rider that excels in the sand. You can't hang it out as much in the sand because it will certainly go to bite you back. And yeah, Blake Ward-Clark, his style is showing on the track with some pace. He is giving Sonny Rooney some serious grief here. Hayden Statt is away and clear and looking like he's going to wrap up the overall win if it stays like this. But Rooney and Blake Ward-Clark, they are battling perhaps for second and third on the podium for the day. And Joel Stanley Dawson will also be interested in that scrap if he can get in shot. But Blake Ward-Clark it is that's putting the most pressure on Sonny Rooney right now.
Well, Hayden Statt goes quicker again at the front, so he is absolutely shredding it out there. The race leader, he wants to get this done, lead him from the front, not just trying to do damage, he's just focusing in on his thing. And if he gets the job done, he's going to win the overall. Robbie Daly, after that early crash, is now worked his way up to 9th. Elfie Getters-Green is in the top 10 now. In fact, Elfie goes up to 8th ahead of Robbie Daly. So there you go. And he sets the quickest lap of the race. So Getters-Green is on one after that little tip over on lap 1.
He's such an incredible little rider, Getters-Green, and to do a podium interview with him as well as an experience, you've got to line yourself up. He's going to kick your backside. He's absolutely brilliant to interview. But yeah, he's up there already trying to fight back now. He's got Lucas Moncrief is in his sights next on the 310 Phoenix. Even strokes Kawasaki. Ollie Waters is 5th, and then that scrap that we're seeing on screen between Sonny Rooney, Blake Ward-Clark, but they're about 8.5 seconds now back from Hayden Statt. So Hayden is looking in imperious form here in the Fat Cat Sand.
He is indeed. We're just going to stick with these guys for a minute because this is one of the better races out on track by looking at the times there. Hayden, don't worry, we'll try and find you towards the end of the race if you're still leading it. You're still going to get some quality TV time. But so often, when a race leader goes and checks out as much as we want to show him, we want to show some good racing, some good battling. So that's what we're seeing at the minute.
Yeah, we've got about 5 minutes left in this race, plus the lap to go. So as long as our timing screens are right this time, yeah, we're spot on with that. So yeah, Hayden Statt out in front, looking to make this a great 3. It'll be 3 out of 4 if he does so. They had that incident in race 3 yesterday, but yeah, still, like we said, overall tied with Robbie Daly, who's still there in 9th place after the crash over the tabletop. He's recovered, he's physically okay, and he's back on the bike at pace as far as we can tell. But he has actually lost out, as Jeff said there, to Alfie Getters-Green. So we'll see what those two riders can do as they try and get through the pack together.
That was nice from Sonny Rooney, really hanging off the back of the 85. As we said, if you're new to this sport, just keep an eye on their body movement. These are young kids, by the way, as well. You know, they're like, real strong, fully grown men, and you can see how they have to pull the bike around. You get thrown around everywhere on a motocross bike. You're never still for a second. You're always using muscles all over your body. And don't you know it as you get older.
Yeah, there's nothing like that Monday morning feeling after the race, and everything has been stretched and strained, and obviously if you've had a crash then something else might be wrong. But yeah, from that side, these are 11 to 14-year-old riders, by the way. You can go up to a 125 if you're 13 and physically large enough to do so, and want to do so, of course. But yeah, 11 to 14 is the age group we're looking at here. And yeah, they actually, no, I've got that wrong. Sorry, this is small wheel. It's 9 to 12, these guys. Sorry, my mistake. 9 to 12 years old, these kids here. Some riders have, like Cole McCulloch, went straight from this class to 125, and you can see what he's doing there. He's getting on the podium overall at the moment. But quite an incredible showing so far from these riders here.
And that's the thing, of course, when you're that age, some kids just go, whoom, straight up. There you go, like yourself, probably. 6 foot at the age of 14 or whatever. And some kids, like myself, don't ever grow at all, seemingly. So, so you got the different age categories, but they can be so different in the size. So having the small wheel and big wheel classes, yeah, sometimes you just got to be patient. Yeah. A good example, for example, is Harrison Greenoff, say, in the 125 category. He's so small. He's like weighs about a bag of sugar, and he's out there with some fully big grown men on 250s.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you get that growth spurt, if anything like myself, then yeah, it was about 6 foot at 14 years old, but I was like a string bean. So yeah, it's very difficult. Didn't quite have the strength to hassle a bike around until I got later into my teens. So there is that side of physical development can affect the riders in this class as well. Obviously 9 to 12 years old, there's all sorts of things going on there. Here comes Daly. We can see him on screen. He's actually starting to attack it's Geddes Green again. They've gone past Lucas Moncrief and Alfie Heron. So at the moment, Geddes Green and Daly showing up in 7th and 8th place. We are with them now on screen, and it's Daly is actually attacking Ollie Waters. Geddes Green has already gone past the MGMX KTM rider, and here goes Daly through now. Oh, he leans on Waters. Waters did not give way. Fair play to the young rider there, the number 55 boy from my neck of the woods in Gloucestershire, and Robbie Daly flying through on the Mad 4 Motocross. Abel Ground Race KTMs does get past Ollie Waters, so it looks to me like Geddes Green is 6th, Daly is 7th, and Ollie Waters goes back down to 8th place. And now next on the shopping list, Finley Pickering, only about 0.6 of a second up the road, Jeff.
Yeah, that's it, and he's on the back of him already. Great work by our camera guys there, getting all the action further down the field. As we said, we're trying to get a little bit of Hayden Statt in before we finish this race, because he is now 8.3 seconds ahead. But the battle in here is just on the edge of the top 5. Basically, I think it might even tighten up. You know, Sonny Rooney has still got a good pace going, but from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, that's tight in there right now. There's not much between them.
No, absolutely, and Geddes Green has got past Finley Pickering on the furthest end of the circuit behind the starting area. So, yeah, from that sense, he is actually attacking. He's got... He's immediately past Joel Winstanley Dawson. Incredible flight there from Geddes Green. Absolutely launched it there, where Winstanley Dawson just kept it low. And so Winstanley Dawson falling back now into the clutches. I believe that is Finley Pickering is also attacking Winstanley Dawson, and they've both got Robbie Daly closing in on them. So as Jeff says, this battle going on between 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th all together. Oh, and Pickering nearly bashes the wheel of Winstanley Dawson, and that's it. Winstanley Dawson struggling.
He is struggling, and obviously we can't work out at this point if that's a problem with Joe or a problem with the bike, but he seems to have lost confidence or lost drive over all the jumps, not doing them anymore. Maybe he's... I don't know. We just don't know. That's the trouble. Until he finishes the race, you never know. I mean, we're speculating.
I don't think his condition, because yesterday I expected him to fade at the beginning. I thought he might fade because he had a great start, but he held it, and that was at the end of the day, the 3rd race of the day, in similar heat to this. In this one, though, he is going slightly backwards a little bit.
I can tell you, Joel is a tough little cookie. He's a real gritty character. So that's what I'm saying. I totally agree with that. I don't think it's fatigue or anything like that. I think he's got some kind of issue there that's basically slowing him down. Here is Hayden Statt, though. Look at him, immaculate. He's got 1 to go. So let's follow him around. Do you know what? I'll let you follow, because I don't want to spoil this for him. I'll put all the pressure on you for that. You can bring. It happens to me too often, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have just been handed the hospital ball from Mr. Jeff Perrett there. Thank you so much. Yeah, Hayden Statt. I mean, he's got a great prospect here, because this race win, like we said, he was equal on points over the weekend with Robbie Daly. He started at 23 points back. Now, if we're going to talk about the points there, Daly currently showing in 6th. He's not yet able to make ground, we think, on Finley Pickering. So if he stays there, that is 15 points. So that is going to be a whole 10-point chunk going the way of Hayden Statt, meaning there'll be 13 points between them with those 3 rounds these riders have left to go. So there's still plenty to play for there. And on this form, Stat's going to be amazing. That's
so good, actually. That's great. See what I'm saying earlier on about how the championship now is starting to take shape?
Yeah.
In some cases, really sharpening up. And that's what I mean. You can't, it's getting intense. And it does, And this, don't think for 1 second that this doesn't mean that much to these kids because they're kids.
For sure.
No way. Like, this is it. This is the British, to be called British champion. You know, it's a big deal. So there'd be... I can remember being there, and like losing races and whatever with a bike failure. And when you're that age, you're like the world hates you. You're against it. You don't realise that that's just there's plenty more of those moments in life to come. Off a motorbike, let alone on it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's getting very close here, just working out the points there. I think we've got Hayden Statt, obviously, is going to be away and clear, 3 wins out of 4. No surprise there that he's going to be overall winner for the weekend if it stays like this. But Robbie Daly in 15 points is only going to give him 139, so he's actually going to fall to 3rd overall if it stays like this. Depends if he makes a few passes. A couple of passes could see Daly back in the 2nd overall, but that's your podium with Sonny Rooney 2nd again, could well be 2nd overall for the weekend.
Yeah, judging by that fixed camera shot there, I think Daly, I can't see him getting Geddes Green. Pickering maybe.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and find Hayden Statt and bring him over the line. Here he's at him in the background, crossing the finish line. He's come through. Here he comes. It's the checkered flag for Hayden Statt, and with it,
punches the air, beautiful, fists in the air, absolutely loves it. Great to see the exuberance from the young rider celebrating, and lots of fantastic celebrations through the class there. Rooney comes home second overall.
I think that's what it was more for Sonny Rooney. I think this crew down there were absolutely buzzing with that second. I'm glad we got Hayden over the line on the last lap, and we didn't. And no commentators curse. I can breathe easy now.
Yes, apologies to Charlie Heyman in the 125 class, who just were too fast for our cameraman. We couldn't find you, couldn't see you across the line, sadly, in that one. But yeah, we got Hayden start there, crossing the line. Sonny Rooney there in second place, as far as we can tell at the moment. We'll see if our timing screens update to tell you any different. But yeah, it's Hayden start first, Sonny Rooney second, Blake Ward-Clark sadly just going to miss the podium there in third for this race and fourth overall. So, yeah, your overall podium then, Hayden Statt, and then second place, Sonny Rooney, and third place, Robbie Daly.
That would be while the Rooney clan were going mad down there. That's a great result for him. I think that, I mean, obviously, throughout the year, I think that's probably his best result, is it?
Yeah, he jumped up. He was 9th in the championship before this weekend, and from yesterday's results alone, he's jumped up to 4th in the championship. He's jumped up 5 places with his performances from yesterday, and he was only, he's 22 points back from Blake Ward-Clark, so those 2 points back towards that. But yeah, that basically puts him 4th in the championship after this weekend. That's a real great jump for him.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, let's get down there. Brad is down there with some exhausted young riders. Let's see what they got to say.
Hayden Start taking the win there and taking the overall good weekend for you.
Yeah, it feels really good to have the first overall for once, and yeah.
Obviously, it's a hot day today. Is it? How are you feeling after doing 4 races over the weekend?
Absolutely knackered.
Good job, mate. Well done.
Plug my sponsors. Yeah. Chasing the Racing, Manchester Motorcycles, NJK Spark Plugs, and everyone else that helps us. And most of all, go get your lenses from Goggle Tech because they're the best ever.
There you go. Good job, mate. Well done. Sonny Rooney, second place in that one. Absolute storm of a ride. You've got to be happy with that.
I'm really happy. I'm over the moon. Yeah, I can't thank everyone who helps me enough. It's just been a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you up here again.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Well, I didn't start the season very well. Don't think I reached my full potential, but this weekend I think I really showed I can run with the top boys. So, yeah, I'm happy with myself.
Good ride, mate. Well done. Billy Ward-Clark, third place in that one. Yeah. Great way to sort of finish off the weekend.
Yeah, it's been really tough in the heat, and I'm just happy to finally get like top 3 in one of the races.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, the heat's obviously playing a massive part, but your fitness is obviously up where it needs to be.
Yeah, I do a lot of training with Unpro Trainer. He's my personal trainer. I go every Tuesday after school.
Well, it's obviously paying off. Congratulations. Now coming up now, we've got the first Pro MX1 race of the weekend. Tommy Searle was your fastest qualifier. He didn't quite have the results he was looking for at a previous round at Blacksaw, so he's going to be looking to find that early season form and get back up on the top step.